Coming up tonight on YCN News, a group of 55 people gather in Claremont to discuss the growing use of drugs and addiction in the Upper Valley. Indictments are issued by a grand jury against a former Claremont High School math teacher. And Vermont State Police release more information about a serious accident involving a Green Mountain College student. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening and welcome to this Tuesday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. It wasn't an easy topic to discuss, so the group of 55 people gathered at the Common Man restaurant in Claremont got right to work this morning, sparing no issues. The topic, the growing use of drugs and addiction in the Upper Valley. Many facets of the professional community who can help address this problem were represented today, from police chiefs throughout Sullivan County, to the medical community from Dartmouth-Hitchcock, and to social service agencies. Entitled A Call to Action by program organizers, today's work session focused on identifying the rise in drug use and abuse. As important, solutions needed to address the problem also were identified over today's 4-hour meeting. Claremont Police Chief Alex Scott told the audience that since 2009, drug use in west central New Hampshire has far outpaced other crimes, such as traffic accidents. Yet other crimes related to an addict's need for money to buy drugs have risen along with increasing opiate addiction, namely bank robberies and burglaries. Scott said in 1995, fewer than 50 people in the state died from drug overdoses. That compares to more than 200 people in 2013. And it's not just use of illegal or street drug use that is climbing. Abuse of prescription medication through pill sharing and doctor shopping to get multiple prescriptions from different doctors also is increasing. Tim Rourke sounded another call to action, the cost to combat drug addiction. Rourke plays a key role with the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation as a grant writer and director of strategic initiatives to fight substance abuse disorder. There is a lot to worry about, but we have to turn this from a crisis into an opportunity, Rourke told the group. Punishment for drug crimes through the courts is one action to take. It's not the only one, says Rourke. Treatment programs must be increased for substance abusers. No matter your politics, Rourke said, one thing that just happened in the state will go a long way to treating drug problems. The legislature's recent expansion of Medicaid will bring more treatment programs for previously uninsured residents. During 2 breakout sessions, attendees identified the drug use problems for the personal and professional communities at large. Further, solutions to the problems also were discussed. In the end, said forum organizer Liz Hennig, today's turnout shows recognition and acceptance of the region's drug abuse problem.
When we started these conversations, there was just a few people in the room, and over the years it's been growing as awareness and understanding about how we all have a role in these issues is a very important aspect to what we need to do in order to move forward for the benefit of both our youth, our families, our businesses, and our communities.
New Hampshire State Senator Sylvia Larson spoke Monday night at New England College addressing the balance of individual versus collective rights. NUC President Michelle Perkins introduced Larson, who spoke on issues of freedom and liberty. Larson challenged students and guests to think about personal freedoms and how exercising these rights and privileges may affect other citizens.
So we had a dialogue today about balancing a person's individual freedoms and the rights of others to live free as well. And how do you find that balance point? As a legislator, that's what we do every day. And so our discussion today was based on the question of how do you find that balance? What is the right balance? Is it better to require everyone to wear a motorcycle helmet, or let those people who choose to ride a motorcycle have their hair blowing in the wind? So the questions are, you know, ones which we balance every day, and it's a tough balance because that guy who rides a motorcycle without the helmet is costing, though if he is in an accident, costs society significant amounts of money for that disability. So there is a balance here, and the legislature tries to find that every day. And using the Live Free or Die motto, we tried to talk that through today.
Other topics Larson addressed included the death penalty, the Affordable Care Act, raising the minimum wage, and marriage equality. Democrat Larson is in her 10th term. She represents the Capital District of Concord, Henniker, Hopkinton, and Warner. In other New Hampshire political news, one Sullivan County candidate is announcing an intent to seek the District 8 state Senate seat now held by Republican Bob Odell. Democrat Linda Tanner of Sunapee says she will run for the seat from which Odell is retiring. Tanner is now a state representative. She serves on the Labor, Industrial, and Rehabilitative Services. Tanner is a retired physical education teacher. She taught in the Kearsarge Regional School District. New London and area residents met with candidates for elected office in New London. The League of Women Voters of the Kearsarge and Sunapee region hosted Monday night's forum of local candidates. YCN's Laura James reports on this event held at Whipple Hall.
The location is Whipple Town Hall in New London, New Hampshire, and tonight we are joining the League of New Hampshire Women Voters as they hold a forum to find out what the issues are and what the candidates are proposing to do to assist their town of New London. We're speaking with Sally Embley, who is the president of the League of Women Voters in the Kearsarge-Sunapee region. Sally, thanks for being here.
Oh, it's great being here with you, and thank you for covering this.
Oh, it is our pleasure indeed. Sally, tell us why an event like tonight is important for the voters of New London.
It's their one opportunity, I believe, to hear all the candidates, and it is a moderated forum, so it's an unbiased, nonpartisan forum, and that's what the League is all about. We're interested in presenting unbiased information to the voters, and this is one of those occasions. We are an area league. New London, we have most of our members in New London, but I'm from Webster. I'm one of 4 members that come from little town of Webster, which is 30 miles away. So it is an area league. We also have a state league that's very active because they're based in Concord and can go right to the legislature.
Christopher Lorio is running for the Budget Committee here in the town of New London. Christopher, tell us why you're running and what your position is.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm running. I wanted to give back to the community. New London's done a lot for me in the last 7 years since I've been here, and I thought I wanted to be more involved. I have 3 young children. I want to see them that I'm involved. My wife's involved as well in the recreation committee. So I think it's a good image for our family, and I feel like the town has some important decisions coming up. I have a lot of experience with budgets and in my work, and so I feel that my education with my professional experience lends well to the committee.
So all that's left now is the voting, and we'll be reporting on that coming up in just a couple of weeks. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Laura. New London's town elections are set for May 13th. Town meeting is set for May 14th.
If you have an orthopedic issue, turn to Dr. James M. Murphy, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon at New London Hospital. Working in collaboration with Concord Orthopedics, Dr. Murphy evaluates and treats hand, elbow, shoulder, knee, hip, and ankle fractures and pediatric injuries. New London Hospital is in your neighborhood, providing primary and specialized services in its state-of-the-art facility. To learn about our services and our compassionate doctors, visit newlondonhospital.org. New London Hospital, your prescription for living well.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. In area court news, indictments have been issued by a grand jury against a former Claremont High School math teacher. Former Stevens High School math teacher Christopher LeBlanc is charged with 2 cases of felonious sexual assault against a 14-year-old female student. The punishment on the charges, which includes a sexual assault in the school zone, ranges from 10 to 20 and 10 to 30 years in the state prison, respectively. A fine of $4,000 can be assessed to the 29-year-old LeBlanc if found guilty. An indictment is not a statement of guilt, but rather paves the way for the case to be tried in the state's criminal or superior court division. Felony cases are prosecuted in superior courts. Turning to Vermont, state police are releasing more information about a serious accident involving a Green Mountain College student. The matter remains under investigation, and 23-year-old student Christian Pozzino remains in serious condition in the intensive care unit of Fletcher Allen Medical Center in Burlington. On Sunday, state police detectives learned that Pozzino ran to the end of a dormitory hall and, for no apparent reason, jumped through the fourth-floor glass window. Pozzino is from Reading, Pennsylvania. Pozzino had earlier Sunday night, say police, been drinking wine laced with LSD. Police also say 4 other people also drank from the same wine bottle. The friends with Pozzino on Sunday night told police they knew LSD was in the wine they drank. At this time, the incident is under investigation as a drug-related incident. Anyone with any information pertaining to this call should contact Detective Sergeant Albert Abdelnour at the Vermont State Police Rutland Barracks. The phone number is 802-773-9101.
Hello, I'm Father Andrew, and this is my granddaughter Nika. We would like to invite you to Holy Resurrection Orthodox Church in Claremont. Please visit and celebrate with us the heavenly beauty and wisdom of Jesus Christ. Sing and listen with us to the authentic and most precious hymns of Christian prayer, and enjoy the hospitality of our community at coffee hour. Please come. We'd like to see you.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local high school sports.
Thanks, Rose. Looks like we've got a rainy week ahead. We're expecting some showers Wednesday through Sunday. Tomorrow, highs will be in the 40s with a low of 39 degrees. Thursday, we'll have a high of 65 with lows in the 40s. Friday, we'll have highs in the 60s with a low of 40 degrees. Saturday and Sunday, we're expecting highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s. Here's a glimpse of the weather from our northeastern and national radar maps. Now let's see what's coming up on our community calendar. The Wilmette, New Hampshire Board of Selectmen will meet tomorrow at 5 p.m. In Hanover, New Hampshire, the Hop is hosting composer Fei Wang for a musical premiere of STEM Arts, Music, and Biology at 6:30 p.m. Wednesday night. In Vermont, the Stone Church in Brattleboro will hold West African dance classes at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com. I have some great game results from our local high school teams yesterday. All of these games had drastic score differences. First up in boys baseball, Lebanon won a shutout game against Sanborn yesterday with a score of 10-0. Another victory shutout game was achieved by Stevens High School, who defeated Kearsarge 9-0. In another baseball game from yesterday, Newport trounced Mascoma with a final score of 12-1. Turning to softball, the Kearsarge girls team defeated Stevens 16-5. In a second Newport versus Mascoma game yesterday, Newport was victorious with the final score being 24-4. We also don't want to forget 2 lacrosse games from yesterday. These games also presented a scoring difference. The Hanover boys lacrosse team defeated Nashua South 16-5. Lastly, the Hanover girls lacrosse team won in a shutout game with Spalding High School. The final score of that game was 17-0. Great job to all of our local teams.